Hello. This is me, Samantha, the Legal Beagle. I want to talk to you today about two topics, two, and I guess this is a part two of um, the ghostwriting, how it's done, and how to effectively find a ghostwriter. I'm hoping that you would like this channel, like this topic, subscribe, hit the notification button so you can receive it. Okay, and this is where we're going. I'm having somebody that's on my channel, and they're talking about ghostwriting. So I guess this is part two. And a lot of people come and say, you know what? I know how to legal research. I know how to research, and I research on the internet. I research on this, and as a result of it, I think I'm good at handling a case. Researching outside of the scope of legal is very tricky, because you have to understand something. What you're about to do as far as fight, you're not fighting like a average person. You're fighting an experienced attorney. Most attorneys don't take the case if they feel like there's no money involved, or there's no legal issue. A lot of them charge an excessive rate, to the point that it makes it impossible for you to hire them. And then that's where the ghostwriting come in. A good ghostwriter has to be able to do various types of things, know the knowledge inside and outside of the legal aspect. A lot of people ask me, well, I can ghostwrite, I can research. A lot of times I've had clients that say, you know what, somebody said that they know how to legal arbitrate, or legal mediate to settlement and all of that. Well, until you form a case in court, you may have all the evidence, you may have everything going your way, but until you form the case in the court of law, then you don't have a case. You just have some allegations and some documentations, and that's that. Now we're going to go to what a ghostwriter is. A ghostwriter is somebody that knows how to draft legal documents. They have to be able to do an extensive legal research. And see, that's one thing about it. Everybody can be a ghostwriter doing legal documents, but it doesn't mean that they are ghostwriter of legal documents. I hope that makes sense. You have people that say, "Oh, I know how to do something." Go back a case in point. I'm dealing with a client now where this girl told her that she was a mediator. Well, the girl filed a complaint, and then it turned around that the company or job wasn't mediating. They was going full throttle litigation. And instead of her using wisdom and judgment into getting out of the case, and then telling her to go find an attorney or go find a ghostwriter, the alleged mediator started litigating. And it got to the point where the case was getting ready to be dismissed, and I got called. So that's a cleanup. If you don't have a good ghostwriter, everybody trying to look for that get rich quick scheme thing, and they're trying to do get into this, like credit repair. It's just like credit repair. You got some people here that offer credit repair, and believe it or not, they're doing it. This is their credit. This is their office right here. They don't have knowledge of it. They sell you other. They go and buy traits from people, and then they sell them to you for a lot of money. And people who have good credit, they're scams. So you have to be very, very careful when you dealing with how you dealing with stuff that's legal. So anyway, back to this story. So the girl called me, and the alleged mediator was on the phone, and she says to this, "Oh, I told them I wasn't an attorney, but they acting like it is." Well, okay, well, did we got in the conversation. She's saying, "Well, I was telling the judge this and that." You became a legal representation. You represent her in law. You're acting as an attorney. So when I got the paperwork, I asked, I said, did you have any legal experience? No. Are you a paralegal? No. Did you go to school? No. Are you an attorney? No. So when I got the client's paperwork, I immediately took the woman off. And she got mad. I want to be in the loop. Okay. Well, you're dealing with something where, you can practice in law without a license can be, you can go to jail for that. So being a ghostwriter and being acting as an attorney, you have to know when to get out, when to get in, what to do. I be very cautious of what I do because some things that I do, like some people say, I've had this asked 1,000 times. Can I hire you to tell me what to do, but I'll do it? No, I stopped doing it a long time ago because it went from you doing it and messing it up, and then you want me to look at your paperwork, and then you want me to help you draft it up right because you're making so many mistakes as you go along. Then it becomes from that to, okay, I need you to do it. And then but you want to give me the price that you did when I said, let me go ahead and get it, start up, do all of this. But they turn around and they made a mess of it. Now all of a sudden they want to, oh, I need you to put your hands on it. So I don't do that anymore. And I've had a lot of clients to do that. But one thing I can say is that when you're doing your legal documents, when you're I'm getting a phone call. Yeah. But when you're getting when you're doing becoming a ghostwriter, you're gonna have to do legal research. Mine did not come overnight. Mine came in experience of over 20 years. That's why, and I have to always, and I'm not saying that once I learn it, I have no, because court procedures change, laws are added, taken out, cases are added and taken out. So it's not something that, once you learn the basics and stuff, or once you learn it, that's it. You always have to go to continuing education. Right now, I'm being certified in another area. So I have to always go to school. I have to always educate myself because things happen, especially in the court of law. Things happen. So I have to be prepared for it. I have to research cases because this case that may have been it's some cases that are still effective from 1918, 1929. But, you have to go and do it and, research it and know what you're talking about. And then there's a case and then there's cases in cases. So you have to be able to research that. So when somebody said, well, can I be a ghostwriter and this? No. And then, you got people that's charging people. I charge a reasonable fee because that's what I am. I don't charge no $3,000-$4,000 because at that point, people can quickly label you as an attorney and you can get caught up in something. So I charge myself reasonable. I set guidelines. I set boundaries of what all I'm going to do, what I can do, what I can't do. I tell people up front, I can't represent you. When I'm talking about cases, first thing I say is, I'm not an attorney. I protect myself. I have to have documentation because it's easy I've seen so many people who started out when I started out. They started out being ghostwriters. They started out being, and they got either somewhere along the line, they I don't know what happened, but if it wasn't the feds, it was the state. Somebody got them. So I have to be very careful. I be careful what I say to clients, how I talk to them. I be honest. I be upfront because if I can't take it, I don't do criminal. I do not do criminal. But if somebody's violating somebody's civil rights in a criminal procedure, yeah, I may help them type up that, but I don't get into that. I really don't. That, like I said, ghostwriting is a very, very, it's not something that you writing a book about, or it's not something that you could just okay, I'm gonna go in and out and do it. I'm gonna make a quick buck. No, no. It takes a good ghostwriter takes years. They take uh, a lot of reading and educating yourself. A lot of people ask me, say, well, because I'm a ghostwriter and I work from home, they may ask me, well, do you have any reference? Sure, I love when people ask, do I have any reference? Because when I tell them, yeah, I do, I have reference, then I would ask, I would tell the person, because in my contracts I have it where if I need you to verify me, would you be able to do it? And they say yes. So I would say, well, I'll give them this number, or I'll give them that number, or I'll tell them, go on my Facebook page, ask about me. A lot of people know I'm very passionate about what I do. Um, and that's another thing that a ghostwriter has. A ghostwriter has to be passionate about what they're doing. See, I don't mind sitting up at on my desk and typing, and I got my little this right here. This is the bomb. It is. And I got my water right here. I got my juice down there. I have my coffee, and um, I can sit here and I can type. I listen to music. I do legal research. I just don't type it up. I find out what state they're in, and then I look at their laws. What did they say? It takes a lot out of it. I only do so many cases within a year. I don't do cases for everybody that calls me, because sometimes I can't help them. Being a ghostwriter, I may not be able to help them. They may have done something, like, for instance, I'm gonna go out here. They come to me and they talk to me about credit acceptance. Okay, well, did you pay your car note? No. Well, why didn't you pay your car note? Then they tell me why. Okay, but I want them off my credit. They may not want to hear what I have to tell them. A lot of times they don't. A lot of times they're not going to want to hear what you have to say. Or better yet, it's so far damaged that it's out of the scope of what you can do. You charging them $5,000 and you can't fix the case. You're going to have a disgruntled client. Your name going to be bad. And then on top of that, you're going to have, eventually, you're going to have somebody after you. So you have to be able to know. You have to know the rules. There's the rules of for the attorneys. And in a section in each state, it calls practicing law without a license. And you have to be, you can't be in that scope. You have to be outside of that scope. You can narrow. It has to be very narrow, very narrow. And you have to make sure that you're doing it. So ghostwriting is not easy. Those who coming in, they may make mistakes. I did it when I came in. I started off doing something like divorces, drafting up divorces. And believe me, I made mistakes. I did my own federal lawsuit. And I made mistakes. Now, the mistakes are not, because each judge is different. You have to read into each judge, have to read into the local rules. You have to lead into the state rules. You have to lead into the federal rules. So all of this, when you're talking to somebody, you got to think, okay, they got state rules, they got federal rules. How do I do this? I got to make sure that this is formatted so I can get my point across. I have to make sure that I'm doing this so that I can tell them that how this connects with the law. Then I have to be able to do this. You have to do that. Because see, people that call you, they depend upon you. They're asking for your help. That they're scared. They're asking for your help. So when you become a ghostwriter, you have to let them know. I tell them up front, no, don't be scared. Now I've had a case where I told a girl, like, look, you need to be afraid, because this can happen. But normally, like I said, and then I have to show my trustworthiness. Okay, if somebody pay me, I don't wait weeks and stuff. I give them a date and I tell them when it's going to be. If it's going to be that evening, I'll text them that night and say, look here, I know I told you that I'm going to have your paperwork ready Friday. Well, I'm working a little bit over, so it'll either be Friday night, early Saturday morning, and I burn the midnight oil. If I do something that's a mistake, then if and it's on me, I can't charge them. I tell them up front, I made a mistake. Let me go ahead and correct it. My fees are normally flat because of the simple reason, you know, I as I go along and do what I'm doing, I make sure that if it's my mistake, then I can correct it because I know what, because this judge may have said something that caught me in a loop, and I have to be able to immediately fix it. Okay, this is what we're doing. I tell people what state they're in so that they can file their paperwork. And I also, if anybody know me, I'm getting ready to show it again. These are my friends. I buy these at Walmart. These are my friends. I know computer age is in there, but I'm gonna be honest. I don't trust computers. Computers can, even though these can get burned, the likelihood my computer can die, something like this happen, and then I'm stuck. So I get my little trusty book and I write things in there. So and I put tabs on them. I got plenty of tabs so that if I have to talk to somebody about fraud, okay. And I tell my clients how they can do it. So if they're talking to a judge and a judge says, okay, the ghostwriter did their work, and a lot of ghostwriters don't tell you what they do. I like telling my clients what to do because this right here, this is their little educational thing, and they get to learn it, and they get to be able to do things and say things like, that, hey, I think I can do this, and I'll, go through quick coaching, all of that. Okay, so put tabs in, and they may be arguing about fraud. Then while they send up the arguing fraud, you see fraud tab. There you go. You put it in. Then when they say, well, Yana, this is what fraud says. This is what the court says about fraud. And go reading it off. Court ain't gonna mind you reading off what is in there. In fact, they get impressed when they see that, you took notes. A lot of pro se people don't take notes. They just go on, and I've seen pro se people say, well, God knows. Yeah, God knows, but he's not at the bench right now. It's a human. So, again, like I said, I hope I'm making sense about all of this. Like I said, ghostwriter, I'm 55. I can tell you, I deal with, very seldom I deal with low level attorneys. Most of them are those experienced ones. Even when I help somebody file something against somebody, very seldom they dealing with a low level person. They usually dealing with a partner, a shareholder, or a counsel. Those are the three main people that are what they call the movers and shakers in a law firm. So I have to be able to make sure, like right now I'm dealing with a case, and I filed it in New York. Oh, yeah. We're going to get on jurisdiction next time. That's what we're going to get on, because see, a lot of y'all, and especially for somebody that recently contacted me, they wanted to know, can you live in one state and file something in another state? We're going to get on that. We may get on that today. But anyway, so back to that. I filed something in New York against somebody. I don't even live in New York, They laugh at me because I got this southern accent, and when I talk to the attorney, I had to be Miss Celia on him. Tell I getting tired of y'all playing these games. I getting really tired of y'all. So I found some in New York. Well, I'm looking at the case on Pacer. I'm like, oh my God, I think they may be trying to sweep this up under the bridge. So once again, I get my notebook. I start doing, I talk to people. When I say talk to people, I don't mean people. I may call some of my legal friends up and say, hey, I think this may happen. Come and help me out, because that's one thing about ghostwriting. You got to have connections. You cannot this is not something you can do by yourself, because my brain may be working one way, but if I can get 5 other people to help me brainstorm, that's the best thing in the world. Brainstorm. They may be attorneys that don't want to fool with your case, but they'll give you breadcrumbs to go to where you need to go to find what you need to find. Now, it's another thing, and before I leave, I want to tell you something that I want to do. I've been thinking about it. So anyway, so I got something. I went and checked. I said, "Oh my goodness, they filed something. Somebody filed something on a case in New York." And I'm like, "Oh my goodness." I said, please don't let it be dismissed." No. They asked me to amend the complaint, and that's common, and add in some more information. And it was from the United States Department of Justice. Don't tell me one person can't do it. Don't tell me that you can't do it. But you gotta have a party. Even if you're doing something by yourself, you gotta have you gotta have a circle. You gotta know who to call. You gotta know who it is. It's some people I know in various departments, because what I did with when I decided I wanted to be a ghostwriter for a legal, I had to get to know people. I had to network. I spent 2 years, no pay, working a job, and I would come home. I got 2 kids, come home, shower, what they say, poop, shower, and shave, or whatever it is. And then I went out, and I stayed out to about 11 o'clock at night. And I'm telling you, now, keep in mind now, I had to get up at 6 in the morning to go and get my kids ready, go to work, then and get off at 5. I had to go and that, because I knew that's where all the politicians were, the judges were, the attorneys were, clerks. I get to know the clerks. When I was doing divorces in certain parts of for people, the clerk would say, "Miss Samantha, you know what? He's down here, and he's about to, I got somebody that's down here, and they trying to file their own divorce, and they making a mess. Okay, give them a call." Even though that, I had to network. I had to network. And like I said, I had to. I had to network, because that was the most important thing. So, network, drafting, ghostwriting is not about getting the money. It's not about getting clients in and making a ton of money. It's about the work. Because when you're good, I guarantee you, if anybody asks me, I can tell them. I know paralegals that call me and ask me. I have had people, I've did some things attorneys wouldn't have never thought about doing. So that's how passionate. And when I tell people, when I take somebody's case, now I get some folks that, I ain't gonna lie, and that's part of the nature of the beast. You get them, they in a bad situation, and then they give you a little dime, maybe, and I appreciate that. They give you maybe 300 or 400, and then they want to tell you how they want you to do it. And then get mad when you say, "No, I don't think you should do that, because it might do this." "No, I want to be done. They got to be in a lamplight. They got to be this. They got to tell this. They got to." So, I'll be like, okay. And I do it exactly the way they do it. And then they come back, "Well, that judge did this." Well, you told me. You told me to do it your way. I did. So it's not, like I said, ghostwriting is not about just typing up legal documents. It's beyond that. It's beyond that. And you have to have a passion. You have to have empathy. You have to be able to research and not just type up stuff. My eyes and got to the point I were. So it's not like, my fingers, they hurt sometimes, and I have to use that CBD oil. That's the bomb too. But anyway, because I am passionate about that. I am, I see myself as if, okay, I can't overwhelm. I can tell somebody real quick, and overwhelm them, and then I end up they be lost and confused. So, you know, that's my story, my intake on ghostwriting. Okay. Now, before I go, I've been really thinking about something because I had somebody that's been calling me, or and I had a few people that email me. They can't afford me, but they want my uh, knowledge. So I was thinking about what I would do is, and this is not it, but I'm just saying, and this it would be like this, something like this, but it wouldn't be this. It'd be more in the lines of a pamphlet, a little thing, and it'll tell you a starter up for whatever it is. First of all, it'll have general information about stuff that's federal, and if you're dealing with a case, first I have to know what the case is. Uh, so when I do that, I can say, okay, these are the agencies you need to contact, and these are the state agencies you need to contact, the federal and the state. And I basically I'm giving you all my contacts, and in it it'll have samples of letters that you can write to whoever it is. Let's say if it's a credit reporting, it'll go beyond the scopes of what the internet and stuff would tell you. It would tell you how to contact big people that may get big results and what can you do. It'll give you the ins and the outs and all of that. It'll give you some of the I will include some of the legal language, and as well as legal cases that may follow up on your case. So it'll be sort of like a starter book for you. And at the end, it'll have notes, and it'll tell you basically when you know what all steps you need to do. And I'll give you the options. It'll put in there the options to your case, which is should be A, B, C, or D. You know, and you have a choice, and you can sit down and read it. You can go through it. You can, you know, it'll have back in the back. It'll be notes in there so that you can be able to take notes and everything, so that in the event that you have to go to an attorney, either it's without me or somebody else, this is what they will see what you will be able to do. It'll be more organized. Your evidence and everything will be more organized so that you will be able to plead your case, or you can give it to somebody and they will help you with your case. Okay. Now, my little thing like this is gonna go for $3.99, no exceptions, because the information that you get will be over that amount. It'll be priceless. It'll be because of the simple reason you will have the legal knowledge of your case, your situation, so that you can better know what to do. Besides just calling somebody and ended up, you know, you getting scammed or whatever. This right here will tell you everything you need to know. It will give you all the information with your state, how to do it, how to apply for it, what letters you need. And then in the back, it'll have some notes where you can write your notes down, like who you talk to, how long you talk to, what's the address, stuff like that. And it'll be sort of like the book that I have here. And like I said, I'm starting that off because I thought about that, and I started that off, and I'm doing the legal. It's called the legal starter kit. That'll be it, and it's $3.99. So I thank you guys for listening to me. Thank you guys for donating too, for donating to my channel. I want to tell you, thank you so much. 2021 is going to be an awesome year. We're going to talk about that jurisdiction thing in the next video. And I just want to say, you know what? Stay strong. You know, keep the fight. And make sure that when you do whatever you do, pray on it. Pray on it. Don't look at your case as personal. Look at it as business, because the personal that's doing this on the opposite side is business to them, even if they have to destroy you to do it. You guys, thank you and take care.